Welcome to the Uzziah Show. I am your host, Uzziah, your success strategist. And if you have any questions about your business, career, or finances, then this is the show for you. Welcome. I am so excited because tonight we're going to talk about three things every entrepreneur must do for success. What does it take to be a successful entrepreneur? That's what we're going to talk about on tonight's broadcast. So, for those of y'all that are on, welcome. My name is Uzziah. I'm a professional business consultant, and my job is to help you get out of debt so you can start your own business. And this channel is all about leveling up so that you can create generational wealth and leave a legacy. And if you love what this channel is about, then please smash that like button. I want to show y'all the three most important things that all entrepreneurs must do in order to reach success. Because there's so many people that want to quit their jobs and start their own businesses, but they really don't know what it takes to be successful. So if you want to be a full-time entrepreneur so you can be your own boss and live on your own terms, then make sure that you watch tonight's broadcast because tonight we're going in. And leave me a comment and let me know that you're here so I could show you love. So now we got to kick this thing off, man, with a lot of love. I got to send a lot of love to my brother, Yasha Allah, man. Starting us off on the right track tonight. Thank you so much, my brother, for the $20 super chat. Really appreciate your sponsorship. As y'all can see, it's no days off over here, y'all. See, a lot of people took today off. But entrepreneurs run on a different routine. That's one of the things that y'all got to realize about the things that entrepreneurs do to be successful. We put in our blood, sweat, and tears to get our vision off the ground. And if you want to be successful, so will you. Now, shout out to everybody that's in the house tonight. Shout out to Ariel is in the house. Y'all know Ariel be holding me down. Shout out to my sister LA for life, man. This is one of the heavy hitters in the Uzziah show, man. LA for life, man. Listen, this is the super chat queen over here, man. Shout out to LA for life, man. I really want y'all to be familiar with who our family is in this broadcast. A lot of y'all tune in so you can see my comment, but the show is nothing without y'all support. So if y'all love what the show is about, and you really feel like you're getting a lot of great information from tonight's broadcast, then please do me a favor and sponsor. Okay, become a sponsor on the Uzziah Show because your donations and your support keep the show going. All you got to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box. And for those of y'all that like using Cash App or PayPal, the information is on the screen. Now, what are the three things that every entrepreneur must do for success? Do they have to sell their soul? Do they have to give away their left arm to the Illuminati? What does every entrepreneur need to do for success? Now, guys, the reason why I'm bringing that out is because you don't have to do that. Okay? A lot of y'all are out there still acting crazy. I'm going to show you the three tangible things that all entrepreneurs must do for success while still keeping your wits about you. Okay. Now, the first thing that all entrepreneurs must do in order to thrive is to study. You have to study everything about your business if you want to be successful. Now, the first thing that I recommend that you study are the greats of the industry. You need to be studying successful entrepreneurs. You need to be studying how they're doing it. What are they bringing to the marketplace? How are they structuring their team? These are all things that you need to know if you want to be successful. Study the greats and become greater. You know, a lot of times people just try to start businesses not looking at anything. They just got some idea that pops up in their mind and they don't study the market. They don't study, the industry leaders. And as a result, their business fails. And the reason I'm giving you guys this content is because 80% of all small businesses fail within the first 5 years of getting started. So by you applying what you're learning tonight, this is actually going to set you apart from the rest of the pack. You've got to be committed to studying the greats. You've got to be committed to studying your industry. You have to study your clients. Being a student of this game will take you a long way. Okay. When you are an entrepreneur, you must always be committed to lifelong learning because the industry and the market is always changing. Look at how things went with Blockbuster. Look at how they were the industry giants for so many years. Because they didn't study where the market was going, that's why they went out of business. You can't just get yourself to a place where you say, okay, I'm making 6 figures, I'm making 7 figures, I made it, I'm done. If you want to continue thriving, you have to constantly study your game. If you stop studying, you stop growing. If you stop growing, you stop learning. Okay. Learning is a part of your growth. So, guys, you have to study everything about this business. You have to study your numbers. How is your marketing doing? Are you getting good sales conversions? You've got to be able to know it. You got to study your staff. Hey, why is it that whenever I hire employees, they always do this one thing? You got to realize that there may be some things that you're doing to the company that you don't even recognize is having an effect on other people. And that's the reason why your business is not getting to the next level. Guys, if you want to grow and thrive, you got to be a student of the game. You got to study what the market wants at all times because the market is only going to reward you if you give something to them. See, a lot of times people just want to follow after their passion. And you think that just because you're following after your passion, that everybody's going to love it and everybody's going to sponsor your dream. The market does not care about your dream. The market cares about how you can solve their problems in the most efficient way. Now, if your passion is tied to their problem, then maybe you'll get somewhere. But you got to study it to see if that's the case. You've got to study everything from top to bottom. And if you don't study, you won't succeed. How many of you guys are studying your industry right now if you want to start a business? This is my first question of the night. How many of you guys that are online right now are wanting to start a business and are studying the marketplace to see what the top 3 companies in your industry are doing, what the market demographic is like? Are you going to be selling your business to people that are in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, their 50s? Are they male, female? What do they like? What type of content do they watch online? How much are you a student of your craft? Guys, I am constantly learning day and night. And that's the reason why I'm always able to come on here and give y'all fresh content because I'm always learning and I'm always growing. Let me check out some of these comments from y'all. All right. Let's keep these comments going, y'all. Y'all know I don't like none of this. Y'all know no matter what day it is, we got to keep the energy. We got to keep the energy high. We got to be commenting. Okay, so I want y'all to give me some feedback. Maybe some of y'all aren't commenting because you're not studying your craft. Maybe you're not studying your business like you should. Some of you guys may have great ideas, but how much time have you invested into learning? You have to be committed to studying every part of your business. And I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Y'all ready? If you running a business was as easy as you doing whatever you wanted to do and you made money, everybody would do it. If business was so easy to where you didn't have to study nothing and all you had to do was just come up with some random product, everybody would be an entrepreneur. This shows we have to go the extra mile. We have to stop being so selfish and we have to start being selfless to give the people what they want. But you'll never know what the market wants if you don't study them. I study my audience. I study to see, okay, what topics do they like me to talk about? When I start doing different bits of content on my channel is because I'm constantly evaluating what people want to know about more. Do they like when I talk about business? Do they like when I talk about generational wealth? Do they like when I talk about successful men in relationships? What is it that your market wants and how can you deliver it? But just know this, if you go out into this marketplace and not study, trust and believe, you will get wrecked. If you think all I need to do is just follow my passion and there's going to be somebody that's going to love it, you're going to set yourself up for disaster, because we are living in one of the most competitive times in history. We are living during an era where anybody can get on the camera and start talking. So if you come on this camera, you better have something to say. If you get out on this online marketplace where everybody is selling on Facebook and everybody got a Shopify account, you better have something to offer. Just because you want to be successful does not guarantee that you will become a success. Now, let me put this link for y'all to cam up. Okay, tonight we're talking about 3 things that every entrepreneur must do to succeed. And I want to know from you guys what things you think entrepreneurs must do if they want to be great. That's why I want y'all to leave me a comment. If you're just now joining, make sure that you smash that like button. And if you like what this channel is about, then please show me some love and give a sponsorship. I want to give a big round of applause to a couple of the sponsors that donated after the broadcast was over. I got to give a big shout out to my brother Brian Chikami that donated through PayPal. Thank you so much, King. Really appreciate you, man. You came through me for that $10 super chat. Thank you so much. And I also want to give another shout out to my sister Kim McGrory. She had given a Cash App yesterday, and I didn't get the notification on my phone. So I want to thank you so much, my sister, for your humble support. Really appreciate the sponsorship. My question is, who's going to be the official sponsor of tonight's show? As you should know, whoever gives the highest donation for tonight's broadcast will be the official sponsor for tonight's episode. And tonight we're talking about 3 things that every entrepreneur must do if they want to succeed. Now, y'all know I got to give a shout out to my sister, Sheer Queen. Sheer Queen is in the house, y'all. Let's give a round of applause. All right. My day ones are in the house. Make sure that y'all smash that like button. And y'all already know, man, we already got Yasha Allah in the waiting room, man. Yasha Allah, he be on it, man. Yasha Allah do not miss a beat. So I just want y'all to make sure that you're soaking up all this game, because if you're trying to start a business from the ground up, you must do these things if you want to make it. The second thing that you must do if you want your business to succeed is you must be invested. Now, what do I mean when I talk about investment? A lot of people think I need investors, but most importantly, you need to invest your time, money, and energy into your enterprise. Your business is your baby, and it's always going to be crying, begging for your attention. You have to nurture your baby day in and day out if it's going to grow. And a lot of people don't set a lot of money aside to start their business. Guys, business is expensive. And I encourage all of you on your monthly budget to create a separate category for your business expenses. Some of you guys are going to need startup capital. You're going to need some money to build that website, to have an email address, to get your shopping cart going, whatever it is that you're trying to do. If you're going to be successful in starting your business, it's going to require a little cash. So all of you guys need to be setting aside a little bit of money each month just for some startup funds. Now, when I make my money from my business, I reinvest it into my staff and the equipment that I use to run this show. I don't live off of my business revenue. I have other income streams in place. These are all things that you want to think about as you're starting your company up. You see, if you take up too much money from that business, you're going to sabotage your own success. You need to constantly be reinvesting into your business in order to make money. Okay. And most people, they want to start up businesses so they can constantly be pulling money out. Okay. But most people who take a lot more money from their business than they ever put into it never watch their business grow. Most people are looking to take more than they give. And just like anything in life, if you're going to be valuable and effective, you have to be more of a giver than a taker. So if you've started a business, I want you to look at your business finances and I want you to think about, well, how much of this money that I've made from my business is going towards lining my own pocket versus being reinvested back into more business capital. In my business, I have a separate account for my operating expenses and another account for the profits that'll be reinvested into the company. If you have all of your money all in one place into one business account, it's easy for the money to go into the wrong place. So you guys got to think about all of this as you're getting started. Commentary, y'all. Shout out to my sister Sheer Queen. The sister Sheer Queen is showing love. Let's give a big round of applause to my sister Sheer Queen. Thank you so much, my sister, for that $10 super chat. Really appreciate all of y'all's sponsorship. All right. So for those of y'all that want to be a sponsor for this broadcast, all you got to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box, and your sponsorship will go a long way. Y'all see, I'm not taking days off. Y'all see, it don't matter about Thanksgiving. I am still going hard. Like I'm trying to show y'all, entrepreneurs operate off of a different motor than your average employee. The average employee was given today off of work, but entrepreneurs set their own schedule. And because we are so focused on our success, we cannot just take days off because somebody else gave us permission to do so. We got to keep growing and thriving, y'all. And that's the investment that you've got to make. Okay. So when we talk about you being invested into your company, you've got to invest the time. You got to be willing to put in more hours than anyone else is willing to give. You got to be willing to work harder than everyone else. A lot of people want entrepreneur benefits with an employee work ethic, but the employee is not the person that built the company. They're the person that reaped the benefits once the machine was already in place. The employee is benefiting off of the investor. The investor is you. You've got a dream on that startup that you want to create. But are you putting in the time, the money, and the energy to make it happen? Maybe you took a day off today completely. If I'm being honest, is that going to get you to where you need to get? This ain't the 9 to 5 life no more, y'all. Y'all got to realize it's a different game on the other side. And understand, business is expensive, but you've got to be willing to invest in your business long before you get a return on your investment. And that leads me to the third thing that I want us to go over in tonight's broadcast. The third thing that all successful entrepreneurs must be willing to do is suffer. Because without suffering, there's no way that your business will grow. Listen, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I wanted to chill today, but I needed to put in some time to work. Just because everybody else is taking a day off, that doesn't mean that you can take a day off too. You want the results that everybody else doesn't have. So you got to be willing to do the things that nobody else is willing to do. Listen, I enjoyed some time where I watched a little TV with the wife today and, enjoyed a little bit of time in just relaxing. But the most of my day I spent towards working. And despite what these online gurus tell you, you are not going to be successful overnight. Is going to come through some ups and downs. You're going to have to go through some heartbreaks. You're going to have to go through the highs and lows to go through the process of making sales. And when it comes to making sales, do you realize how much rejection comes along the way? One thing that I really want to hip y'all to is you got to invite rejection when you're making sales. And that sounds kind of crazy, but if I make more than a 5% sales conversion on some of my products, that means I'm not selling high enough in terms of my prices. I don't want everybody to buy what I'm selling, but this is a different talk. And that's why we got to get going on this Patreon, y'all. Y'all got to continue to support this platform because I'm going to be creating a whole separate space just to be giving next level entrepreneur and mentorship talk. Sales is about rejection. If you are making cold calls every single day as an entrepreneur, you already know the game. You already know you might make 100 phone calls, but 100 people are not going to be doing business with you. So you're going to have to be willing to suffer and be told no 10 times for every one yes. But most people are not willing to suffer. Most people, they just want the comforts of just having a job where they know that the money is coming on the 1st and 15th. And while there's nothing wrong with having a job, you have to realize that there's a different mentality that goes into running a business. When somebody offers you a job, they've already gone through the process of creating consistent revenue and establishing a payroll. But when you are the business owner, you're going to be the one that's setting up payroll from the ground up. And guess what, guys? What separates employees from entrepreneurs is how you get paid. Because when employees are getting paid for their time, some of the hardest years of your life is going to be you focused on building a business for free. When you are at the very first start of building that company, ain't nobody paying you for your time. All you're doing is getting it out the mud, hoping that one day you'll get a return. Are you built for that? A lot of us are not trying to go down that path. But if you want to be successful, that's a sacrifice you got to be willing to make. Listen, I spent years building up products and services for my business where no one was checking for me at all. Nobody was buying products. Nobody knew that I was offering them. It's going to take time for you to build up your company. Let's start checking some of these comments because I want to start going through them. Y'all know I love my conversations. Sheer Queen says, give what I can for the kingdom. Our people need these teachings. Greatly, greatly appreciated, my sister. Round of applause once again. Thank you so much. All right. Listen, y'all know we do these shows 6 days a week, y'all, from Sunday through Friday at 7 p.m. Central, sometimes 8. I give my all for y'all. All I ask is that y'all return a favor. Thank you so much for pouring into your brother. LA for Life says, I just never knew exactly what kind of business I wanted to start. I used to do multi-level marketing and made some money, but it still wasn't my own business. Yeah, one of the things that I really recommend, and this is some of the game that I talk about more in my program, Your Breakthrough Year, you have to get laser focused on what are your strengths and the corresponding industry that values them. So to give y'all an example, I've been on computers for most of my life. I've always loved computers. This is where I spend the most of my time. But growing up, people used to always tell me, oh my God, you could speak so well. One day you're going to be a reverend. One day you're going to be a lawyer. You know what? I think you're going to be the next Obama. And I used to always wonder, why do people always tell me that, even though I just want to be on a computer? And so me naturally spending most of my time on a computer meant that I wasn't talking to too many people in the day-to-day. And it wasn't until e-commerce really took off that I started to understand my calling. I started to understand that I could bring it all together and I could show people how I was able to pay off over $95,000 in student loan debt 2 years after graduating from college, all behind a computer screen. I could still leverage my skill of speaking, and I could do it behind a computer that I love. And that's the reason why I started this business in a specific way. That's the reason why I work from home, because I am a homebody. So basically, I built a business around all of my strengths and interests, tying it to what the marketplace desires. I'm on YouTube because I know that this is the primary stomping ground for content creators. And that's the reason why I put my gifts out into the world. You guys got to think about what that looks like for you. What are your top strengths? If you were to survey the top 5 people that you spend most of your time with, what would they tell you that you're good at doing? What do strangers tell you that you're good at doing? What do random people compliment you about from the day to day? That's giving you an indication on what value you offer to the marketplace. But a lot of us never bring that value to the marketplace because we are insecure, we doubt ourselves, and we take our best gifts for granted. For the longest time, I never could see myself making money from speaking. But it wasn't until I applied myself and the market rewarded me. If I could do it, so can you. And that's what I'm trying to show y'all on tonight's broadcast. But tonight, we're talking about 3 things that every entrepreneur must do for success. And it all comes down to your willingness to study, invest, and suffer. And the more that you do those 3 things, the more progress you will see in your company. Now, y'all know I got to give a shout out to my sister, LA for Life. My sister be coming through. Shout out to you, LA for Life, for the $20 super chat. Thank you so much, y'all, for all of y'all support. So for those of y'all that are just now joining, tonight we're talking about 3 things that every entrepreneur must do to succeed. What is it that you need to start applying into your company if you want to be great? If you guys are looking to make the exit out of the 9-to-5 job so you can be your own boss and live on your own terms, tonight I'm giving out the game. So make sure that you smash that like button. And if you guys really want to support this channel, then please donate. All you got to do is tap the dollar icon below. Okay. For those of y'all that like using Cash App, use $ the Uzziah Show. Okay. I thank you so much for all of y'all that send me the money on Cash App. I really, really appreciate it. And even for those of y'all that are watching this broadcast after the show is over, you can still donate. All you got to do is click the links in the description below. Okay. We got to see who's going to be the top sponsor for tonight's broadcast, though. So, Yasha Allah, you're actually the official sponsor right now, just by 1 cent. And I kind of think that's by a technicality. I kind of think you're getting one over. You know, LA for Life, I kind of think when you went on the super chat, it only gave you that $19.99 option. But right now, LA for Life and Yasha Allah are neck and neck at a $20 sponsorship. If y'all want to be the official sponsor for tonight's broadcast, a $25 donation or more will set you over the top. Okay. So Yasha Allah, how you doing today, my brother?
Hey, shalom, big brother. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Good to see you, sir.
Yeah, you know I gotta be here. The only days is Sunday because I'm washing clothes and I'm doing my exporting business. I have an exporting business, smaller business. So I'm doing that Sundays. But like you say, we get that grind. You know what I mean? Everybody's off today, like, and they know they call me. Hey, I said I'm on call. If you got something for me, hey, I need a couple $100 extra. Want me to take it? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm in position to do that, and a lot of people don't want to do that, but get in position to for something like that to happen. They go to you, and then you can name what you want. You know what I mean? And now that I don't indulge in certain things when I'm talking to people. I just don't indulge it. You know what I mean? Like I my daddy told me this. Leave out religion and politics. Leave it off the table. Just say, okay, business. That could blow you. Cause that's a concept. He said that could blow your deal every day. You don't want that. You're in business. You keep it separate. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or I say, you know what? I get invited all the time. I say, you know what? I'm kind of busy. I got studies online, and you know what I mean. You got to blow it off. You know what I'm saying? But you're correct on what you're saying. You just have to indulge motion.
And it's so funny on what you say right there, sir, about religion and politics. That's the reason why I have a totally separate channel for church business, right? So one of the things that I always talk about on this broadcast is spiritual empowerment. You have to put the Most High into everything that you do if you want to gain a certain success. However, you know, when it comes to like the thick of the things that I talk about from a spiritual standpoint, that's the reason why we have the True Spirit of Christ YouTube channel. For those of y'all that are looking to get spiritually fed, make sure that you check that broadcast out, okay? Because for those of y'all that don't know, I lead that church congregation. So even with that, Yasha Allah, it's a nonstop grind, because even in doing the business show 6 days a week, I'll do multiple classes on the True Spirit YouTube, including on Saturdays. So it's 7 days a week of constant motion. And I think most people aren't willing to go through the suffering for that process. I'm giving y'all the blueprint from start to finish, because you're seeing how I'm going about building a company. Y'all know when it came to this business, I took 2 years off. You didn't see me online. And now you're seeing me start to build a following all over again from scratch. This is the reason why I'm on almost every single day. And guess what? Whenever things grow and get to the next level, I'll make certain adjustments. So I'm practicing what I preach when I talk about you have to study. You got to be invested. Ariel will tell you guys, man, I'm studying this game every day I'm working. I'm not just getting on and just talking slick. I'll get off the show and I'll ask Ariel, hey, well, what did you think of the show? Hey, you know, well, what's, you know, this guy doing and what's that guy doing? What does the industry want to hear? These are things that you got to focus on if you want to be successful. You know, I want you to speak on that if you can, sir. Do you agree? I think a lot of people, when they think about business, is they only think about like delivering the product itself, but they never think about, okay, well, what goes on behind the scenes before the product hits the marketplace? You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree with you on that. And like you said, like me, I don't consider myself as a business person per se. Okay. I pay myself a check out my total.
Right.
With contractors. No. I pay me a check. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because that money is good, and you can blow it just like that. Like, okay, I can go do this. I have some Air Force Ones, some AJs. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go buy my bottle watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you guys do that first. We don't want to crawl because of the poor mentality that we grew up with.
Right.
It's called poor mentality. We don't. I want to do this. We got to crawl. You got to suffer, like you said. I started trucking. I didn't have much.
Yeah.
I had to work. I worked 2 years first before I even got my own one first.
Absolutely.
I had to scrape, work every day. I wasn't in the truth then, so I worked on the Sabbath days. I grinded. Right. And then when I bought it, I still had to grind. I'm still grinding because I didn't have all the knowledge I'm getting now. You see what I'm saying? And
Hey,
stuff like that.
and you know one thing that's so interesting to me about that, brother Yasha Allah, I feel that a lot of us are so busy focused on making a quick dollar that that's the
Mm-hmm.
reason why we don't actually own a business. You know, when
Right.
you start a business, it's going to take time for the business to get going. You're not going to just immediately make $10,000 right out of the gate. But I think so many of us are into fast money, which is why we'll take jobs, which is why, you know, some of us will sell drugs. Of course, not me and none of the good folks over in this broadcast. But I'm just saying, a lot of times people will always pursue fast ways of making money because they understand that business is a long game. A lot of people, they think, you know, just by looking at all of these different online gurus, okay, I'm gonna start a business right now, I'm gonna set up a Shopify account, and in 2 weeks from now I'm gonna be making all of this money on passive income. It's not going to work like that. Before you start making real money or achieving passive income, you have to have put in so many active hours into the company behind the scenes before you ever start turning a profit. And, you know, I think it's just the way of the world in general. Everybody wants to reap the fruits of things, but nobody wants to put in the labors. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to taste of the goodness of the earth, but nobody wants to plant the seeds. And so, you know, what little bit of encouragement, you know, would you, as a experienced brother, give to our audience when we talk about, you know, just putting your head down and working? You know, it's not that you have to pick one or the other in terms of, you know, business or working at a job, but what would you inspire people that's on a path that says, you know what, I want to start a business, but I'm not seeing no results? What encouragement would you have for them?
First thing I would say is be humble. You gotta do that because there's people who've been doing this business for years.
Yes, sir.
Get with them, listen, shut your mouth.
Absolutely. Now you
That's what
said something there.
because that's what I did. My cousin Calvin, he's dead now. Right now, he's dead. But I shut my mouth.
Wow.
I listened to everything he was saying. I
Yeah.
followed everything he's saying. I can still remember his shoes, his clothes, his walk, his talk, how structured he was. He was a big man. I
You
can
took it
remember
all in.
everything to this day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he didn't play no games, especially working, coming to family, owns his own truck. And before he retired, he owned 5 buses. Also,
Wow. Are you serious? 5 buses?
5 buses. The first one that came out when it came out years ago, it let down to the ground, let you get on. That was awesome, bro.
Damn, that brother wasn't playing no games.
He took the whole family on a trip down to Florida and paid for it, paid for everybody. You know what I mean? Because he's like, I gotta get back. He did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you gotta be humble. You gotta be willing to do the work. When people are tired and sleeping, you gotta get up. That's the way.
Yes.
When you sick, I've been sick out here, man. I gotta do it. You know, the flu, the cold, the runs. You know what I mean? You just got to do it. And people don't want to do it. They give up. You gotta have that drive.
You do.
You know what I mean? And every business is not for everybody. It's just not. You gotta find the why, like the sister said, the why. What's for you? I ventured a lot of things. Don't get me wrong. And a lot of things, I don't do a few things, but at least I know the ins and outs just a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And I kept the ones that worked for me.
Yes, sir.
Like your real estate thing. I done flipped the house before. You gotta do work. It ain't easy.
Absolutely.
What you watch on TV, what you saw is not what you think it is. You gotta know your connections. You gotta know about funding, different types of funding, investment funding, flip funding. What's that? You gotta know all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, APRs, your market values, all that. You gotta make sure your contractors in play, they get in work. You know what I'm saying? Do double closing. You gotta do all that stuff.
And see, that's one part of it. That's one part of it also, if I could just hop in. You know, a lot of people want to make money, but a lot of people don't actually want to learn the game. So when you talk about real estate, everybody wants to make money from real estate, But then when I do a show on how to make money from real estate, people won't watch. Like the same people that'll say, I want to be a real estate investor, won't take the time to actually learn how real estate investing works. And this is the reason why, man, it's like information is such a barrier because we're living in the information age. The game is given to you. But in the age of information, ignorance is a choice. So if you're spending all your time on YouTube just listening to music and watching cat videos, you can't be mad if somebody else is out here getting the bag. Like everybody who's anybody in any industry, real estate, trucking, they had to sit down and soak up the game first on how that game is played before they were able to actually go off and successfully do it. And that's the reason why I tell people you got to be willing to study, you got to be willing to invest, and you got to be willing to suffer. Because if you're not willing to outstudy people, there's no way that you're going to out earn them. And if you're not investing your time and your energy into that process through suffering, there's no way that you're going to stick around long enough to see a return on the investment.
And you're right about that. And just like I tell people, listen, certain careers is not what you think it is.
Absolutely.
I tell people trucking is not a job. It is not an adventure. It is a specific lifestyle.
Yes.
That's just the way it is. Everybody don't last in the business.
Yes.
You who are doing had to learn the lifestyle. It's very, very difficult. You're not doing anything physical, but this. And they don't understand that. I got out of school, I want a job. Dude, you can't get a job here. Not when we live at Savannah. It's mostly containers. You got to go at least a year over the road. Insurance won't hire you.
Right.
Not with the companies. Insurance got to put you on the payroll to hire you, dude. I was want to dude, it's not going to happen. It's a lifestyle to get frustrated. It's a lifestyle. Yeah. Like this. People don't know what this is for trucking.
What's that?
Huh? Garbage bags. Every trucker has it.
Yeah.
Every trucker has it. What's it for? You think it's for?
Right. Do you know what time it is?
Because it's a lifestyle.
It's a different lifestyle, man.
And I tell you the truth, this place there's no bathrooms.
Yeah. And I want to get into what you're saying because I like how you're giving this industry specific game. I'm going to give y'all some game right now in this content creator industry because that's one of the things that I do. Before I get into that real quick, let me first give a shout out to our sister LA for Life. Thank you so much, my sister LA for Life, for that $5 sponsorship. She said, hey, listen, Yasha Allah, I'm going to take the title on this one, man. She said, I'm going to go ahead and seal the deal. We might have been tight at the $20 level, but she just went and threw another $5 super chat on there, man. Listen, y'all, LA for Life don't play when it comes to becoming that official sponsor. So as I told y'all, man, that $25 sponsorship would take it. LA for Life did it. Now the going rate is 30. So for those of y'all that are on tonight, we're talking about 3 things that every entrepreneur must do to succeed. Please make sure that you smash the thumbs up button on your way in. It's totally free. And if you really are vibing with tonight's broadcast and you want to sponsor this broadcast, please give back by giving a super chat by tapping the dollar icon below. Listen, y'all, if it wasn't for people like LA for Life, Sheer Queen, and Yasha Allah, I would not be doing these broadcasts because with the amount of time that I dedicate into these shows, I can't do all of this for free. There's so many different things that I got to do. So I appreciate your sponsorship. But let's talk about this content game. Content creators, successful content creators, are among some of the hardest working people in the world. A lot of y'all think that all you got to do is cut a camera on and start talking, but you don't see everything that goes on behind the scenes. Y'all don't think about how much money does it take to actually get a high quality camera to be able to do these shows for hours on end, night after night. A lot of y'all don't think about, okay, well, when the camera goes off, what was the prep process? If I just come on here and just start talking, I ain't going to have nothing really to say. So I've got to do research. I got to pull up articles. I got to be able to network and collaborate. Like there's so many different things that goes into this content game. You've got to want it. And when y'all see me do these shows 6 days a week, just know that's only one part of the process. I still wrote a book on top of doing this show 6 days a week. I still got all kind of other courses like Breakthrough Year, the Maximum Productivity Masterclass, 0 to 6 Figures. All of that was done behind the scenes. So even when we talk about things like marketing and email and handling customer support, these are all necessary components of running a business far beyond just getting on a camera. Everybody is seeing folks on YouTube and thinking, oh, you know what? Oh, I could do that too. The barrier is so easy. Y'all don't realize a lot of people that are setting up YouTube accounts right now, unless you are one of the rare people that as soon as you set up a broadcast, it just goes straight to the moon, trust and believe you are going to have to talk your ass off from day to day in order to build a following. Y'all see, I'll do these shows 6 days a week. Every broadcast, tell them Yasha Allah, every broadcast, I'm constantly giving y'all gems, giving y'all gems, giving y'all gems. I'm giving everything that I've got, but a lot of people, they underestimate the grind. A lot of people will look at what I'm doing and say, oh man, you know what? I want to work from home too. But a lot of y'all don't realize this doesn't actually feel like a home for me because this is my place of business. A lot of y'all don't realize the sacrifices that you have to make when you start up a company. And that's the reason I'm keeping it a buck with y'all and telling y'all that if you want to be successful in any industry, you must study that industry. You must invest everything that you have, and you must be willing to suffer until you see the fruits of your labor. You have to go through that process, man, and nobody is exempt from that. So if you're not willing to put in those 3 things, do not expect your business to take off. And I don't care who you are. You look at the most successful entrepreneurs, they went through that process. Y'all think Steve Jobs didn't have to suffer to get his business off the ground? You think it always felt easy trying to bring personal computers to the modern world? Do y'all think that for Elon Musk, he's chilling on the beach right now? No, that man, he works like a dog. That man works 100 hours a week to bring some of his innovations to the world. And he'll tell you, he doesn't recommend that people should be like him. You know, a lot of us, we study and we admire his business success, but a lot of us don't understand the average person ain't cut from Elon Musk's cloth. A lot of us ain't trying to study like Elon Musk, sacrifice like Elon Musk, put in our time like Elon Musk. But if you want Elon Musk results, you've got to put in the work. Okay. I'm going to give y'all the link once again to Cam Up. Y'all know Yasha Allah, he always holds it down for us on this Cam Up thing, man. And I appreciate you so much for that, my brother. For anybody else that wants to hop on a camera, I'm putting the link. It's in the comments below. What do you feel are some of the things that entrepreneurs must do to be successful? Yasha Allah, you got any last words for us, sir?
Like you said, you got to put action. Whatever you're doing, you have to put action.
Yes,
and
sir.
The action in your mind, then you have to execute the action. If you don't do that, nothing's going to work. And I come on because I love talking, especially this. I'm learning more about me every time. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And people don't want to talk. I understand. Don't get me wrong, I understand. But if you don't come on and start talking, you're going to deal with customers. You're going to have to know to deal with customers. So you got to hear yourself talk. You have to hear yourself talk.
Yes.
Because you're going to deal with customers, clients, problems, insurance adjusters. When something go down, you got to call. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to deal with that. So you cannot be nervous, and you're going to have to know to think, let me slow it down before I say something, but I don't want to say, or do I need to call this attorney? Because I got an attorney on my phone for trucking. I have to have one.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Something happened, I know I can't handle it. I call them. But I get in a problem, like you said before, we're gonna cause, and I'm done with it. They handle everything for me. See what I'm saying? Because I don't want those problems. But
Yes.
if you don't learn to talk to see what's really going about your career, because a career is not a job, people. Career is a lifestyle. You're gonna have to know that particular business. You have to know that.
And you know, one thing that really sticks out to me about what you're saying, no matter what kind of business you start, there's going to be some part of that business that you don't like. A lot of times people, they just live in fantasy. You know, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna make a lot of money and it's not gonna feel like work and I'm gonna chill on the beach and I'm gonna be drinking a mojito. Like, y'all gotta lock back in, man. Get back into the real world. A lot of you don't understand that for the entrepreneurs, the 1% of entrepreneurs who are actually able to live that lifestyle, they're only living it because they spent so many years working like a slave. You just see the highlights of this person's life. You don't see all of the things that happened when the camera wasn't on. And the reason why I was thinking about this was because, you know, Yasha Allah talked about how he gets on camera because he likes to talk. I'm the exact opposite. I'm an introvert, but I get on camera 7 days a week because this is what I do. This is my calling. And a lot of people never understand you got to get past what you want to do. You got to understand that in order for your business to take off, you got to do the things that you have to do in order to do the things that you want to do. Man, if I could snap a finger right now, Yasha Allah, have 1 million subscribers. Just by me being invisible, I would do it. But I understand that in order to actually get my message out, I gotta be the one to deliver it. So I gotta get on camera 7 days a week, even though I may be an introvert. I cannot allow myself to get in my own way. And one of the things that I think that is so crazy about this modern world is that there are so many opportunities for us to be successful that for many of us, we become our biggest barrier. Technology isn't your barrier. You are your biggest barrier. And this world is so competitive and life is still so hard that you cannot afford to be your own worst enemy. Listen, I'm always talking to you guys about real estate. Right now, there are 1,000,001 things that can happen to stop this contract from going through. I got to make sure that I do all that I can do to make it go forward so that way I'm not the reason why the contract fell off. When you are going to different investors and you're talking about taking out loans to buy different properties, there's 1,000,001 reasons why people will want to pull the rug right from up under your feet. You got to make sure you're not pulling that out from up under yourself, guys. That's the reason you got to study. That's the reason you got to invest. That's the reason why you got to suffer. And I know the reason why somebody put a dislike on this thing is because they're not willing to do it. And when you tell people the truth, you suffer. You know, everybody wants to hear about pie in the sky and just click this button and everything's going to take off. No, y'all are actually going to learn on this channel. If I'm going to give my all every single night as an introvert, posturing myself as though I'm just a person that loves speaking, y'all are going to make sure that y'all get this work. You're going to learn the exact keys to success, and you got to follow them step by step because success is intended for you if you will follow it. Success is not going to come and find you. You have to go and find it. And once you position yourself the right way, it is possible. Okay. So thank you so much, my brother Yasha Allah. Good to have you on as always, my brother. Thank you all as always for all the support. Lord willing, I'll see you on the next broadcast.
Okay.
All right now. So, yo, shout out to Sheer Queen. She just made a comment. She said, I'm the same way. I'm unreasonably scared to be on camera, even though I know When I just show myself, it brings clients. That's the same thing for me, Share Queen. Ariel will tell you, anybody that really, really, really knows me knows if I could build a life where nobody knew me, that would be the perfect life. One of the downsides of my life is that I'm always visible. And so when you are trying to get your vision off the ground, you have to take the good with the bad. But there's so many of us that just fantasize about a dream that we don't spend enough time in reality. You can be successful as a business owner, but you have to study, you have to invest, and you've got to suffer. And for those of y'all that have been on this entire time, I want to give you all this as a free gift. Okay. For those of you that want to invest in yourself, please check out this link below. I'm giving y'all 2 free stocks sponsored by Webull, one of the fastest growing financial brokerage companies in the world. Now, on Webull, you're able to invest in stocks and cryptocurrency. So whenever you click the link and set up an account, 2 free stocks are waiting for you. Before we get off of tonight's broadcast, I just want to go over 2 more things. First, I want to recap the points from tonight's show to make sure that you have it. And of course, we're going to give a big shout out to our sponsors. So in closing, y'all, the 3 things that every entrepreneur must do for success is that they must study, invest, and suffer. Studying means that you study the greats. You study how the successful entrepreneurs of the world got to that level. You're studying their habits, you're studying their mindset, you're studying their success as well as their failures. Not only that, you're studying your industry. You're trying to see where your industry is going and what the top players are doing to set the pace. You're studying your clients, what they like and what they don't like. You're always committed to lifelong learning. You're studying your numbers. You know how much you're making in business revenue, how your numbers are going in terms of your marketing. You know what's going on with your staff. You know what time people are showing up, what time people are leaving. You're always a student of the game. You're watching where the market is going. If you're not studying, you're going to get beat by somebody who is. You got to always stay committed to growing, okay? Because if you don't learn, you don't grow. That's why studying is the first thing on the road to greatness. Next, you got to be willing to invest. You could have all the knowledge in the world, but if you're not willing to invest sweat equity, all it's going to do is stay right here, okay? You could read all the books, you could go through all the programs, watch all the videos, but you must take action. This is where you invest your time, your money, and your energy in order to get to the next level. I've invested a lot of time into this thing. That's why y'all see me on this broadcast day after day. I'm not going to tell you guys that business is just so easy if you don't see me putting in the work myself, okay? You got to be willing to make an investment into your business. And once you make money from the business, you got to be willing to reinvest. The first few years of you running your business should just be you constantly reinvesting. Don't eat off of all of your profits because you're taking away money from operating expenses, things that will help you continue to grow. Like I said earlier, when I make super chat money from these broadcasts, it's not coming to me. It's coming to make a better show. It's coming to give you guys a better experience. It's going into helping to build a staff so that way we could take this thing to the next level. Okay. So that's the reason why I always tell y'all donate and sponsor if you want to keep the show on air, because that's what your donations literally do. No donations, no show. And so you got to start to position yourself to say, business will cover this. I'll get my bills money from another place. That will make sure that you don't make decisions out of being desperate and you end up pulling money and life out of your business prematurely. That's a very, very important point. If y'all don't take nothing else out of this broadcast, do not sabotage your business before it even begins. Third thing, you got to be willing to suffer, y'all. We got to be willing to suffer if we want to be great. Okay. So when the rest of the world is taking off the entire day, this is the time where you get further ahead. See, I get excited about days like this, not because I'm celebrating what everybody else is celebrating, is because I know that if somebody else is taking a day off, this is where I get to the top of my game. This is where I'm doubling down on the hours that I put in, because I know that in 5 to 10 years from now, this one day that I was putting in that somebody else was chilling, this will be the reason why I'm at the top of the industry. You got to believe that before anybody else tells it to you. Because if you don't believe that in your heart, there's no way you could be great. Oh man, I was just looking at the camera and I was like, man, why is this camera pushed all the way in? The camera went dark. Y'all bear with me for a quick second. Oh, shout out to Black Heights, advancing your career. Shout out to Black Heights. I'm gonna be back on in just a second, y'all. Y'all bear with me real quick. As I'm on, please make sure that you smash that like button. Make sure that y'all donate in the in-between time. Yasha Allah. Give the people some wise words as I try to get my camera together, my brother. Really appreciate you.
Yes, just be humble, study, and don't be around negative energy. And I should have said that this light might came from me, because I should have said I only talk to people who have good energy. If they got bad energy, I push them off. I ain't got time. I just leave them alone. You should do the same thing. Negative energy, leave it alone. Just have a nice day. You know what I mean? And that's it. Positive energy, people who are looking for better things, those the ones who we want to converse with. Anybody else, I should have said that. That's why I got the dislike, because of that reason right there.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean?
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
It's too real.
Right, because they know me. They know my truck around here and everything else. And the ones that I don't want to talk to them. I keep walking. They
Yes,
trouble, they dangerous, and simple as that, and they cause trouble.
Yes,
Leave far away from them.
Yes, sir.
Positive energy only. That's it.
Absolutely. I love your energy as always, my brother. I really appreciate all of your support, man. Thank you for holding me down right there, man. Really, really appreciate it, sir.
You're welcome, brother.
Yeah, y'all see my camera trying to take the day off, man. Everybody trying to take the day off, but we gotta keep working. All right. So for those of y'all that are just now joining, tonight we talked about 3 things every entrepreneur must do for success. Go back and watch this broadcast if you're just now joining. Okay. I want to give a shout out to the sponsors. Black Heights, advancing your career. Please send me an email, family. I would love to do a collaboration with you. All right, Uzziah Blackman's career. My brother, Boot Soldier, good to see you on, King. Man, I owe you a Marco Polo, my brother. I owe you a call. You know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna make a collect call to you real soon, my brother. You see, man, I've been grinding away at it, man. Keep me in your prayers, man. So thank you to everybody who sponsored tonight's broadcast. Once again, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Without the sponsors, this show would not be on air. So we want to give a big shout out to, let's start off this thing off with Sheer Queen, man. Y'all know we got to give Sheer Queen a lot of love. Thank you so much, our sister Sheer Queen, for the $10 super chat. Thank you for making it possible for the entire culture to get the gems. All of y'all that are on right now, y'all are benefiting from Sheer Queen's sponsorship. She's helping to keep the show on air. Y'all know a show wouldn't be a show without the brother Yasha Allah, man. Let's give a big shout out for the brother Yasha Allah, man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you for the $20 super sponsorship and super chat. I knew it was something with an S. The brother's giving a super chat and a sponsorship. So those of y'all that want to sponsor the show, all you need to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Y'all, believe it or not, the reason why my camera just went off is because I was recording for 2 hours before this broadcast even started. My camera has a 4-hour shutoff window, and that's the reason why I keep telling y'all this thing takes work. It's more than what you just see on the camera. There's things that happen behind the scenes, okay? So shout out to my brother Yasha Allah. For those of y'all that still want to donate, just give a super chat. I'll shout y'all out also. Okay. Right now, I believe $30 is the threshold for being a top sponsor. You can still donate to the broadcast even after the show is over. All you got to do is click the links in the description below. Y'all see the information that's on the screen. That's the Cash App and the PayPal information. Big shout out to all of y'all that be supporting me on Cash App. It does not go unnoticed. Okay. Shout out to the brother Yasha Allah. But we got to acknowledge the official sponsor for tonight's broadcast, my sister LA for Life. Thank you, my sister LA for Life, for the $20. But you took that $20 and you added on. You put another $5 on there, and that took you over the hump. So thank you so much, my sister, for all of your support. Really appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for all that you do to keep this broadcast going. I love y'all. I'll be back on here tomorrow, Lord will. Until next time, y'all, keep pushing.